Today we're doing a very quick hip mobility flow with the stick mobility set. Now you will need one long stick and one short stick for this quick session. We're focusing on the hips, trying to open up the hips in different positions, but making it active. So pay attention to the cues I give you. This is really gonna help each of you add more of that mobility flow into your daily practice. All right, you guys, let's begin. First position, you're gonna use a knee pad for your rear leg. Right knee on the knee pad. I've got my left foot in front. Where I place the stick matters, how much tension down does matter. Notice your grip. You could be at shoulder height with your hand. You can even go a little bit higher to drive more energy down into your stick. From this position, all I want to do is hold an isometric squeeze of my rear right glute as I push my left leg into the ground. So both sides are actively working, including my arm on the stick. From that position, I can hold the stick with my other hand just to equalize that drive. Hold your squeeze 6 to 10 seconds. Notice what you're going to feel across the front of your right hip, down to your right thigh. Breathing, energy going down into the stick, into the ground. Lots of good activation, stretching through the front of your hip tissue. And then releasing that. We'll go again, tucking here. Energy going down into the stick, squeezing on the glute, breathing. Good, gently releasing that. Let's do the other leg. Transfer. Left knee on the knee pad. I've got my stick here. So we want to make sure that, again, you're at that grip that makes sense for you. You can actively push down. From that position, other hand goes across. Create the energy downward, the tuck in the pelvis. Squeezing your left glute right here. Holding, pushing down with my right foot. Just trying to establish more of an active position for the front of the hip. Really trying to feel that glute squeeze. You're transferring this energy from the stick all the way into your arm, down this whole side of your body. Releasing that. Let's do that one more time. Tucking your pelvis here. Get a little bit more of this drive downward. Holding your position. Lots of good stretch through your left side. And then very gently releasing that. All right, you guys, we're gonna take this position into what's called a 90-90. So if the 90-90 is too much of an angle for your hips, you can always do what's called a shin box. Shin box looks like this. It's more of a collapsed 90-90. Or if this works for you and it's available, we have 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees in the back. I'm flexing both feet. So finding the alignment first. Again, you can always close it back in if this is more comfortable for you to remain in this upright, stacked position. Here we go. With my stick, I'm taking it to my 9 o'clock on my left side. Now, with my arm, again, same principle, I'm pushing downward on the stick to the point where I can keep that arm drive all the way into the side of my body. I'm not dumping in to my ribs. Other arm is right here. Effort through both knees, effort through the stick. So it's not just helping us stay in this position, we're trying to actively push down first through this whole side of my body on my left. Now I'm still feeling this internal hip rotation on my right, external on this left leg. 6 to 10 seconds is fine. Take a breather. And then repeat that, driving down. Energy through the stick. Think of this length you're trying to create from your pelvis up to the rib cage through your torso, keeping all of your items stacked right here. We'll do one more, release, and then repeat that. Find your position, driving down through both knees, through the stick, keeping your energy through that arm, and releasing that. Great, let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Finding your 90-90 here, and your stick is now at 3 o'clock. So making sure that your grip still feels good for you, finding that arm line all the way down, engaging right here, pushing through both of my knees, and I'm thinking of the space of my pelvis and my ribs, taking my other hand here for stability, pushing downward on the stick, and I'm driving my spine upward. So looking for that length from your base position. Lots of stretch to your oblique, feeling that stick nice and straight. Breathing in here. And releasing. We'll go again. Same thing, driving down through both knees. Don't forget about that rear knee. And through that stick, holding that position. Rib cage is stacked and pelvis. Really feeling that neural drive all the way down into the ground. Release, we'll do one more together. Again, through the lat, all the way into that arm, down into your hip. Breathing here. Effort through that stick. It's only gonna help you open up those hips today. And releasing that. Very nice. Now we're gonna transfer into an active pigeon stretch. And to do that, we're gonna be using the short stick as well. I'm coming back to my left leg from a shin box position, facing the top of my mat. All I need to do is bring my hands here, and then taking my top foot and top thigh to face downward on my mat. So here's the base of my pigeon stretch. Now, instead of making it kind of passive and hanging out around in my back, I wanna make this position very active. From here, taking the stick into the opposite hand. Again, it matters where you put the stick. So now I'm roughly at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna push down on my stick, keeping this arm line, pushing down through my ribs right here. And I'm thinking of my left knee into the ground. I'm also pushing my rear foot, the top of that foot, down through my right side. So I'm activating, holding that, really opening up through the front of my right hip right here, creating this drive downward, 6 to 10 seconds. Release, pause. You can move your opposite arm on your left side, depending where you need to, for balance. And again, same thing, pushing down on my stick, creating the activity, squeezing that rear glute, opening up my right hip. Releasing, last one on this side. Lots of drive through that stick, into the ground, and gently releasing that. Bring your stick down to your mat. You're going to exchange your other leg. If it helps you, come to your shin box first. Find your position, square, bring your hands, and then finally your rear foot. Facing down, squaring off your chest and your pelvis. Here comes the stick to the opposite side. And again, finding the grip that works for you. So instead of 12, it's over here at 11. And I wanna make sure my other hand supports me in this position. Top of my foot pushes down, my rear glute is squeezing. I'm thinking of the effort down through my left. Holding 6 to 10. Breathing in through that arm. Energy goes down into the mat. Feeling the front of my left hip open up. Releasing that. And again, driving down. So we have all of this tissue through the front of our hip area on stretch, but we're active. So we're sending that signal to stay open. 6 to 10 seconds. Releasing that. We'll do it one more time. Energy through the arm on the left pushes down, holding that position and breathing here. And gently releasing the stick back down. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna come out of that position, and now we're gonna create a straddle stretch and a half straddle. What I want to demonstrate is that when you're in a straddle position, half or whole, that you notice how wide the legs are, or one leg. If your leg is too tight to go out to the side, you have too much pull on your high adductor, draw your leg more in a forward position to accommodate that. So I'm in a half straddle position. I'm taking my long stick to my low back and the instep of this straddle, okay? So notice I've got the inside of my foot gently pushing into my stick. I'm able to lift my spine and stay stacked, reaching the arms long right here. Now, the hands are active. I want you to pull the stick apart with your grip. From that position, push into your instep of your foot. Lift your spine up nice and tall. Hold that position. Notice it's a lot of inner thigh stretching already. This knee, push it down, lifting up a little taller. Now, my rear arm on my right can push my stick forward, and this hand can help me elongate my stick towards my foot and also help me push into the instep. Make it active. Feel that through the whole inner thigh across your hips. And if you'd like to add some rotation, you can take the neck towards your right side, encouraging more of this twist through the spine and finally into your hips. 6 to 10 seconds. Release. We'll do it again. Find the reach of the arms, effort through the hands. Instep pushes into that stick, and here comes my rotation. 6 to 10. Release it. Do it one more time on this side. Lift your body up nice and tall. Reach actively with your arms into your stick. Gently rotate your body. Slowly coming out of that. Releasing your stick forward. Let's exchange sides. Again, finding the position of your leg that makes the most sense for you. Enough stretch that's comfortable to hold, and then placing your stick behind your back. So you're just in that low back area. Here we go on the inside of this foot. Got my arms pulling the stick apart, keeping that part active, and then lifting your spine as tall as you can. From that position, just hold the initial press into your foot and into the stick. Hold that and breathe. Think of stacking your ribs and your pelvis, lifting up nice and tall. Active arms as you reach into that stick. And now we can incorporate some of that rotation. So I've got the head now going towards my left side. I'm thinking of pushing my stick into my left towards the front of my mat. And then my other hand just gently pushes the stick into the instep of my right foot. Hold for 6 to 10. Releasing here. Let's do that 2 more times. Go ahead and open your body. Feel that little press of the stick on the inside of your foot. Releasing that. We'll do one more right here. As you open through your chest, think about that breath leading you across. Keeping the arms active. And softly back. Very nice. Draw your stick back forward. Nice work. Thanks so much for joining me for this hip mobility flow using the stick mobility sticks. I hope that you guys felt a lot of the tissue around your hips open up in those various positions. Keep in mind, you guys can come back to this flow at any time. If you're about to go into a lower body workout, it's a great flow to do beforehand to activate and use those sticks as a tool to create that neural drive. You want that stick to help you create the position first, stabilize your body, and then create that activity through that position at that end range. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time.